episode 4 already. Thanks for those that are still watching. If this is the first time you've watched the channel, it might be worth going back and looking at the other episodes so you're a bit more aware of what's going on here. But just in brief, my Racing Puma is going on to the NEC Classic Car Show on the stand, and I've just been doing a bit of work getting it up to scratch ready for then, and I've come up with a few ideas and stuff to do with it. This episode is just going to be based on replacement engine cover and just the painting and the process that I've gone through to get it ready. So I'll leave you with the clips. Okay, so what you've seen there might appear to be somewhat of a bit of butchery. It's actually done quite nicely, but I'll just talk you through the reason why I've done that. So the Racing Puma has the same Yamaha 1.7 litre VTEC engine in it as a standard Puma. Let me just open this. Excuse the mess in there, it needs a bit of a detail. So, as I was saying, the cover is exactly the same on the 1.7 Puma as it is on the Racing Puma. However, due to the inlet manifold, which obviously is specific to the Racing Puma, which is partly what gives its increase from a 1.7 brake horsepower to 126 brake horsepower, sorry, to 155, is partly due to that, the exhaust, cams and the timing. But as you can see, rather than develop a completely new cam cover, what they did was use exactly the same one from a standard engine, and on all 500 cars, which is the limited number they were, they simply drew a line and cut the excess away, as you've just seen me do here with this section here. So what I need to do, as you can see, that would have hit the inlet manifold, whereas obviously on the standard 1.7 it would have been fine. I actually got this one off a scrapyard. My other one had a crack in it and it was damaged from where some of the bolts had come out. So I've cut that off now, and what I need to do is obviously just tidy up this edge slightly to make it as smooth as possible, like they did in the Tickford factory when they first did the change. And what I'm doing is, in the next video you'll probably see me on a time lapse, is giving it a really good clean, and then I'm going to spray it in silver paint. And just see what it comes out with. Again, I'm going to use the silver hammerite. Yes, it is hammerite, but not the hammer, just the smooth silver. The same as you probably just see me just lightly spraying a few bits on here. I mean, it's pretty pointless, but it's a bit of protection, and why not? But yes, as you can see, the engine bay in here is a bit dirty. Needs a bit of a clean before the NEC show. It's not looking too bad. Good clean down, it'll be looking great again. So yeah. Next thing you'll see me doing is cleaning up the edge of this to make sure it's a bit smoother than that, giving it a good wash, and then I'll hit it with some paint. As you saw, actually, I took the Ford badge off. It's not in too bad condition, actually. So what I'll do is, once I've sprayed it, I'll have a look at re-gluing that one. If not, I can get a replacement Ford badge easy enough off eBay. But yeah, that line's not too bad. And yeah, there we go. That's that all cleaned up. Give it a real light scruff as well just before I paint it. As I said, these are freely available, so if it's not perfect I can always grab another one, but the edges come up quite nicely, pretty flat. You won't notice it once it's on the car. Right, let's hit it with a bit of paint. I'm going to put it on really thin. Always best to do lots of light coats rather than try and get loads on there, because you're always bound to get a drip otherwise. But yeah, let's put this on really lightly. friend of mine who also attends the show just did this recently, and I think he used Hammerite silver as well with great results, so hopefully this will come out as well. It's nice. Looks like there's something left on the top there, so we may have to scratch that bit off for straighten it, but there we go. There we are, first coat done. We'll see how that dries. We'll see how we get on with that. It's a shame that there's, looks like there may be some grease or something on there, which is reacting with the paint, so it's not looking too good. But if needs be, once it's dried, I could lightly sand it and then put another coat on top of it. But we'll let that dry. We'll see how it. Just remembered actually, in my, I have to excuse the garage at the moment. It's a bit of a mess. I need to have a bit of a tidy up. Got some units that I'm going to put on the back wall for storage. But in this box here, hopefully, there should be some brand new bolts for that. There's a few other bits in there. I'll do a short video at some point of what other bits and bobs I've got in there, including these spare set of Alcons. But yeah, here they are. There's a lot of the old nuts. Don't look too bad. But yeah, there we are. Packet of brand new ones. Should be 6, I think. Yeah, 6 in total. So I'll be able to put them on and look even better.
Those that watched episode 3 will know that I was waiting on a Ford racing cap, which a member was sending out to me, which has arrived. So as you can just see in this short clip, I'm just cleaning out the old glue from the cap. I'm just using Gorilla Glue to stick in the replacement. So that means I've got a full set of 4 again now. So that's great. Thanks very much again for sending that out to me, Alan.
What I'll do is after the show, or during the show perhaps, if I can get my hands on some, is I'll get some clear coat and it'll just put a bit more shine on it, make it stand out a bit more. Looking much better. Use these new bolts. Freshen it up even more. Now hopefully the threads still are okay in the top, so that the bolts go in nicely. So far so good. Yep, they seem okay. Last one. Certainly don't want to over tighten them because it will crack it, and also the threads and the bolts are really soft. So just put them nice and gently. Okay, so I was finding with a few of these just towards the end, just when they just go down tight, that they were actually a little bit too tight, and I'm really worried about them cross-threading because, as I said, they are very soft. So what I've done with the other 4 so far, which I'll do with the remaining 2 if I get them out, is I've just been putting a bit of copper grease on them, and that should stop them seizing inside there. And part of the reason they do that is because it's at the top of the engine. It does get extremely hot. So we'll just put a tiny little bit of copper grease on there. And then when we put that in, there you go. It's gone in much easier and it's locked down nicely. And then the same for the last one, which was the tightest of them all. Yeah, just a tiny bit of copper grease in the top. Still feels a little tight, this one, so I'm not going to overdo it, but that is a lot better than it was going in the second to go before the copper grease. So yeah, there we go. Let's put the cap back on. As I said, if I'd have been able to put a little bit of the right way around, clear coat on the end, it would have looked a lot better, but I think you'll agree. Let me just move this out of the way. I think you'll agree. It's looking much better. Just need to give the engine bay a bit of a dust down. It'll be looking great. And the only other thing I've been up to is getting the interior ready. So, because it didn't do many miles, it doesn't get built up that much, but as you can see, I've got a good hoover, a quick wipe down. And to be honest, the interior on here is almost immaculate, to be fair, considering the mileage at 97,000 as well. But there we are, 2 more jobs done, ready for Thursday. Oh, I thought I'd missed something, a little Ford badge from the cover. So just going to apply a small little bit of Gorilla Glue because it is extremely strong stuff. There we go, there should be plenty on that. Just line it up. The finishing touch. Try and get it on as square as possible. There we go, that is much better. Much better. Job done.